Hey guys, welcome back to According To. I'm Megan.
And I'm Ciera. For this week's episode, Megan and I are going to be running through our ideal, most perfect week. But it's also going to be realistic because we didn't want to make this like, oh, if like in my perfect world, I would be a millionaire and didn't have to
I always find those kinds
work.
of questions really hard. Because it's like, I feel like you always want what you don't have, and like that could be a million and one different things. So like coming up with like, what is like the perfect week in the world for me is like, well, I don't know, because I do that, once, and then maybe I want to do something else. I don't know. Like, there's not one specific place I'd want to be, or...
I feel like I am envisioning, like, just, like, oh, it's a Monday. What is, like, my most perfect Monday? And then we're just going to do that for every day of the week.
I was saying, like, the typical, like, what's your perfect week look like is a hard question.
Yeah. That's why you break it down day by day. I got this idea from watching the Broski Report, or listening, I guess. She did like her perfect summer day or something. So that's what inspired me for this episode. Before we get into the bulk of the episode, we like to do our weekly spotlight, talk about something good that happened this week, and just catch you up on books and stuff, of course.
That
and
little
just
segment
the happenings.
that like ends up becoming sometimes half the episode.
It shouldn't be this week. So what is your weekly spotlight?
I think, granted, I could be forgetting something else, but since getting back from vacation, we've really been kicking it like full speed ahead for our basement. And today, painting, I think, is officially done. And it was annoying because it's like, obviously we've had like the bulk of the basement painted, but it was like all those annoying things that were kind of like, oh, later, like we have to do like a last minute touch up
Like
round
a second
anyways.
coat or...
And finally, I think it's all done. The stairs, like really close to like the carpet, that's all painted. The trim, the baseboards are touched up again. The cable cover has been painted. So,
the projector's been installed.
projector's installed. And
Well, the projector itself, we have to do the screen later this week.
I'm excited for the next basement episode to go up because we're gonna, hopefully, anyone who is like kind of, I'm not sure where you guys are going with this.
I feel like, it's going to take like the full reveal before you can really like say if you love it or hate it. And like at that point, fine. You can love it
Fair
or hate it. But we like don't have like any extra like lighting stuff in the basement yet. And we haven't really fully decided what or where lighting is going. But let the record show we are going for like a dark, moody vibe. The overhead lights are really not intended to be on unless like we need extra light for something. The vibe is like, oh, like we're
in a movie theater.
Chill, like low key,
movie theater.
just enough light to kind of find your way around.
That's the vibe.
That's the vibe we're going for. My weekly spotlight, I think, is specifically getting like the wall up. Specifically the fact that I didn't have to help with it.
Yeah.
I was working a shift on Saturday.
So
I just got to come back and it was up.
When this video, like the video will be up in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks probably. Sorry for like the delay, but that's just, we already have other videos planned to go up different days. But I think I recorded like a fair amount, and like if we had, there was one piece specifically, because like you install them in pretty small sections. There was one piece specifically where it was like, the wall we chose to do this on was like the wall that also had like the steps to go up to the landing, and then also that means the ceiling kind of goes up a little bit too. There were some different shapes going on the top and bottom of this specific piece, but me and my dad, he's the one who helped me install it, took our time, measured things out twice, and then didn't make any mistakes. So
Measure twice,
you're pleased,
cut once. That's what they say.
Yeah, I said that a couple times when we were working on it because we did not want to mess up.
Yeah, so that's kind of the exciting basement update. We've got like a lot of things ordered. Couch is supposed to be coming this week.
Yes.
We got some like lighting stuff. We do have, I guess, like the lights that we want going above our pictures coming up. I need to order the art prints that I think we've officially decided on.
Our idea.
Mom, if you're listening, you gave us those maps forever ago at this point. I don't remember when
we
you
haven't
got
had
them.
a place to put them.
One of them will be finding its home in the basement. It matches decently well.
We do have a bathroom down there that we don't know. We think the breaker is broken, so we need someone to come look at it because right now, like
the light doesn't work.
The bathroom's operational, but like, first of all, Ciera and I like we never went in the basement. We
Yeah.
were never using that bathroom. I haven't used it
So
once.
we didn't
since we
even
lived
know
here.
that the light didn't turn on until we started working at the basement.
So we need to get that in operating order and just like spruce stuff enough to make it not like
Scary.
dingy and scary to go in and use that bathroom. That's, you know, going to be like a right before we have our first hosting probably.
Mm-hmm.
Ciera's dream is to, first of all, have the inaugural movie is going to be The Iron Claw. Ciera's going to rent it. And then Ciera would like to see if we could host March Madness, like a game before it's over.
Yeah. Because I know, like, I feel like other people are feeling like, oh, like I'm hosting March Madness this day.
Like,
I want to be in the rotation.
See one of our first episodes of the year. We want to be hosting more this year, so we've done that with book club now.
When Bridgerton comes out,
book club is
watch
this
Bridgerton
next
downstairs.
Sunday. Ooh, when does it come out?
April or May.
I love Bridgerton. I forget about it. Like, it goes completely out of my mind,
Off my
radar, and then it comes, like, the next season comes on.
Remember when everyone didn't like season 2?
I'm curious to see what I think of the season.
I love season 2.
But
I feel like it was a slow start, and then I was like, you know what? I love the slow burn. I love the, you know, enemies to lovers. And so now season 2 is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be hard pressed to have season 3 be my favorite, just because I don't really like Penelope anyways. I haven't read the books, but I just don't really like her that much. And I also think it's going to be interesting because, like, she's, you know, the spoiler, if you haven't watched Bridgerton yet or read the books, but she's the, you know, Lady Whistledown. She's going to write about herself or what?
I don't know.
Book update.
Oh, no, I was like, is there anything else?
Book update.
Book update. I finished Crooked Kingdom. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I just kind of like wish, and it sucks because it's just a duology. I almost feel like there should be like a third book, because I feel like what I've determined about the series is like it's there is like romantic elements, but like not really, and I feel like there is an actual like development of said romantic relationships, and the series is over now. Like, that's it. So I just kind of was wishing for more in that sense.
Some closure.
And so, I mean, I would still recommend it. I thought it was still plenty interesting, but it wasn't like the romantic that I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I read 2 novellas. It's the, what do they call it? Like the not so meet cute whatever novellas that Kindle Unlimited did with like a bunch of different romance authors, because I was planning on reading Swift and Saddled as my in-between before I go into Iron Flame, which Maggie was telling me she wanted me to go and read
And
it.
she
So
started ACOTAR. So.
And so Ciera decided she was going to read that, and she stole it from me. And so, like, I didn't want to start.
I read it in 2 days, so chill.
I know, but I was just like, and sometimes I take reading breaks, but like I was very much just like,
I know, Megan was like, what are you doing? I was like, don't read right now. Like, don't read tonight.
There was nothing I wanted to like scroll and look at on my phone. I didn't want to watch YouTube. Like, I just wanted to read, and I wanted to just read like my cute little romance book.
I was like, Megan,
that she
chill
stole
and
from
don't
me.
read for one night, and she just couldn't help it.
So what I did instead was I read 2 of those, because they were both very quick. They're obviously novellas, but like one was 100 pages, but like half of it was like text emails. So like it was really quick for like the first half. The second half was more of like a regular story. And that was, what was the first one? The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. And if you want, just like, it literally takes like an hour of your time. It was such a fun, cute read. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. And I would recommend. And then after that, because I still wanted something to read before I was like falling asleep, the second highest rated one was Abby Jimenez. I like the worst wingman ever. That's what that one's called. And that one was like fine, cute, but like it didn't blow me away or anything. So I gave that one 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I have just started Swift and Saddled. I'm only like 30 pages into it, but of course I'm enjoying it, loving it. I have to get reacquainted at first with them. Like, who are these characters? Who's who? What's the relationship between all of them? I think I've got my bearings now.
I finished Golden Sun. You guys heard me talking about it last week. How I felt stupid. Crazy ending. I'm undecided as to whether or not I will like finish the last book in the trilogy. I feel like I almost feel inclined to just like, you know, finish it. I read 2 out of the 3, and then I, as of right now, probably wouldn't continue on to like, I know there's 2 other books within the same universe. I don't know if I would continue on to those, but maybe someday I'll get closure on the series if I read Morningstar. The ending was pretty crazy. But yeah, I still feel like there's that disconnect for me where I'm just like, I do like
It's something that like everyone else is enjoying and loving, and you're just like,
I was like, are you guys confused a little bit? I do a reading journal. I have a reading journal on Notion that I'm doing for each of the books that I'm reading this year. It's a template that I got from booktuber Just Ali. And so essentially, like, you can mark the books that you've read each month, give them a rating, say their genre, and then there's a thing for like saying your thoughts, like favorite quote. And one of the things that you're supposed to fill out for each of the books is like a question you'd ask the author. And so for Golden Sun, I said something to the effect of like, did you explain this stuff that I never like realized like we talked about this, or was I just supposed to like know what this meant? Like, when did you say what all of this was? Like, what's a rip wing? I still don't know. I'm just confused. So that's where we landed on that one. And then, like Megan said, I read Swift and Saddled, a very quick read. It's cowboy romance.
do you have any thoughts on like Swift and Saddled versus Done and Dusted?
I feel like they're very similar radar. Maybe I liked Done and Dusted a little bit more. But like both books had me like giggling, kicking my feet. Like, I like that. I can't remember all of the plot points for the first book, but I liked that there's not like this big conflict within the characters of like, there is a little bit, but like it gets resolved very quickly. And so I just like, it was, a nice, easy read. Low stakes. Love the covers.
Very cute.
And now I am currently reading A Court of Silver Flames. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I was like, Iron Flame, Court of Silver Flames. Last ACOTAR book for now. And I just needed to get this. I mean, I act like it's like a dread to read this.
It's just one of the ones where it's like, I do feel like people are like, usually if you're like not powering through ACOTAR, like this one waits a while.
Yeah. And so I decided to read this because I am no longer doing the book video. Like, I finished my, 5-star read. So I don't have that hanging over my shoulder of like, I need to get a book done. And then ultimately, I just really want to be able to read Throne of Glass or start that like whenever I want to. And I'm trying to adhere to the recommended reading order of doing all of ACOTAR first. Although technically I have seen some people say to read all the way through ACOTAR except for A Court of Silver Flames, read all of Throne of Glass, read the first book or two of Crescent City, and then read Silver Flames for whatever reason, and then read the last one. But I'm not doing that.
It's because, I mean, I'm like, I have thoughts.
know.
I have thoughts.
I have a theory of why that might be, but
it's gonna be like a year before I like actually like
it's
fully get
forever
through this.
I'm really curious to see. I have like this inkling in my head that I'm not gonna like the Crescent City series.
I'm trying to go in like as open-minded as possible. Honestly, to all of the rest of her books, because I'm like, there's obviously
I think I'm gonna love Throne of Glass though. Like, I don't know why I feel
I'm just worried I'm not gonna be able to like let go of ACOTAR, but I'm trying to focus more on the forefront in my mind of like, there are people who loved ACOTAR and then say they read Throne of Glass and that's their favorite. And I'm kind of like, why should I deprive myself?
Yeah, why can't that be
of
me?
Wanting to love something even more? So I'm trying to go in as open-minded as possible.
Me too. In theory, like, I love the movie Zootopia, and I see so many people compare Crescent City to Zootopia. Like, what's that one thing of, like, you saw a funny TikTok of someone saying, like, when the book gets too hard to read, so you just watch the movie, and with someone turning on Zootopia instead. So, maybe I love it.
That's it for book updates.
But we went on vacation. I'm killing it for my reading this month. I'm on book 7, finishing book 7, working on book 7. So I technically started A Court of, or what is it? The Serpent and the Wings of Night.
Speaking of books, this is just hearsay. But as huge Emily Henry fans, and we are highly anticipating any and all info we get on the movie adaptations. There's mumblings of Paul Mescal possibly playing Gus in Beach Read.
I can totally see it.
If that's the case, oh my god,
then he's been in your hyperfixation.
TikTok of someone on TikTok was like explaining their theory of like the two leading people that they were suspecting, and then Ciera was like, he would be my new hyperfixation, like, because we're not like obsessed with him right now, but like no. I totally, if he's white boy of the month, I get it, like I have no complaints, but like I haven't seen him in action, really.
I
Like,
watched I watched his chicken shop date.
I did too.
Video.
He seems like a charming and endearing guy, but like I don't know that I've seen anything with him in it.
I don't think
I've thought about watching Normal People, but I've never read the book, and I don't really know that if I care to read the book. So I'm like, do I care to watch the TV show? I don't know. But yeah, I wish like all these like book to movie adaptations that I care about, why are they moving so slowly?
Because the writers strike. Or the actors strike. I don't know, both of them.
When does It Ends With Us come out?
Never. God,
I think it's like July 9th, actually.
I know I'm going to see that movie, but like I just know it's gonna like do what The Hating Game did, and I'm gonna be like, I like this book. That's embarrassing. Or like there's gonna be a plot point that's probably like very true to the book, and I'm gonna be like,
21st.
I'm gonna be like, that was in the book.
The Hating Game movie maybe it did ruin The Hating Game, the book, for me, and I
like
rated that 5 stars.
Spoiler for The Hating Game, and he's like, this is your eye color. Like I painted my walls, your eye color, and you're like, oh.
To be honest, I thought that was weird in the book too. I was like, what? Wait a minute.
Wait a second. But yeah, Project Hail Mary. I have no freaking clue when that movie's coming out.
I actually am not going to say what I was going to say.
To me?
No, I was going to say something about something like a trailer for something else we saw on Netflix.
Oh.
But I'm actually not going to.
Okay. So, should we get into our perfect week? Is there anything else you need to
I think
dive
we're
into?
good to roll.
Okay. So, we're going to start on Monday, even though technically the week starts on Sunday. I don't abide by that. And no one does. So, it's Monday. We're just counting this as like a work week. Like, we don't have any days off. It's just, we're working. We're in Des Moines. So, first of all, I like to say, set the time of year. Because I can't do that.
Summer.
It's summer.
It is summer.
Having worked, all of last summer, I'm like, summer can still feel like summer, even when you're working. Okay, so it's Monday. What do I always look forward to on Mondays?
Mondays are our designated trivia night. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that just kind of stays true throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. And as it gets nicer, like the place that we go to, you can do trivia inside or outside. I mean, if it's nice out, I'll sit outside. Sometimes it gets too hot and you're like, I gotta go inside. Like the vibes are good no matter what. Usually get food there. They updated their menu.
To, not have to make dinner, and say I'm getting food out tonight.
So I would probably like a taco platter that we'd share. Haley and Ashton could come.
Always invite
we actually
them.
just like side note, because Haley and Ashton, they like will come to trivia occasionally. We'll usually invite them. But they're kind of, on or off. How's Henry doing?
The only people who are really tried and true it's me and Ciera.
Yeah, it's us. We're in the trenches. But Ashton just finished up. He's an actuary, if you guys didn't know. He just finished up a ton of exams that he had to do to get like fully credentialed or whatever. I'm sure Haley's going to say that's not the right terminology.
He got his FSA.
But now he doesn't have to study anymore. And so they told us that they're going to try and come to trivia more often.
He's going to start reading now. Back to books for a second. This man picks, him and Haley decide they're going to read a book together. And he tells us after the fact, because I had to know, how'd you decide on this book? He has a Goodreads. I saw a book he was reading, and I see Haley's also reading it. And I have not read this book. I've seen it on Book Talk. But he picked The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I was just like, never in a million years would I have been like, this will be out of all the books in the world that we've gifted him, that
he's
are similar to books
that we've maybe recommended.
Maybe this one? But he said he was scouring Amazon,
read the synopsis,
reviews and stuff like that. And like, granted, it's a very popular book, and it
has good reviews. Honestly, I just have heard like mixed opinions.
I've seen mixed opinions on
like people either love it,
bad,
or they hate it.
And all I can really gather is like it seems like an emotional read, and I don't know if that seems like something I would have pictured him choosing. Nonetheless,
anyway. I'm excited to hear you guys' thoughts.
Maybe they'll convince me to read it.
Anyway, so last week they came to trivia, and like they've come on and off like since he's been studying, but like this was like I think the first or second time he was coming where they're like actually technically they invited us.
True.
So we had gone to trivia last Monday, and then on Thursday there's a different place that does trivia that we go to sometimes, and Haley and Ashton invited us to go to that one, and so we're there, we're talking, kind of like saying, oh, like maybe this can be like a more like permanent fixture.
Yeah.
Of like doing trivia, like you guys actually
coming. I always
coming.
kind of joke around a little bit with like, we need to, because we do so poorly oftentimes. It's like we gotta do some better work studying and figure our stuff out.
And so, and this also so then was it that night? I think.
Yeah.
Later that night, group chat. Me, Megan, Haley, Ashton. Ashton sends a group chat. I'll actually just pull it up and read it. And this is funny because Ashton doesn't really do a lot of texting, and so it was funny that he was the one that implemented it. So he said, "Trivia game plan. I will memorize all Major League sports teams' names and locations. Probably also country names and locations."
Also, him doing sports, I feel like I could almost let me do that.
Okay.
But he already called it. So
Haley wants her specialty to be TV shows and popular movies. Do either of you want to take on a specific category? Obviously outside of anatomy and chemistry. Thank you for the recognition.
Pat on the shoulder.
I will say, every time we've had an anatomy one, we've gotten it right. So
I am giving myself, although I have not done any quote-unquote studying yet, I'm going to try and do pop culture type of stuff. Starting with
award shows.
Oscars, award shows, Broadway maybe too,
Grammys,
getting into that.
Yeah, look into plays and musicals and stuff.
So I'm going to start there.
I haven't decided what my category is going to be yet. Because initially I did a quick skim of his text. And Megan and I have in the past, it was a couple months ago, I've been I'm going to look into geography. And just try and memorize countries, where they're at, maybe what their capitals are. And so I had said that. And then I rewrote my text and saw Ashton said he wanted to do geography. I might, delve in a little bit. We can all do some more geography. But I haven't decided what my specific niche is going to be.
It does make you wonder though, those trivia geniuses,
what do they do?
How do they know literally everything?
I feel the groups that really kill it, they have a lot of people. And so
they're multiple generations usually.
Multi-generational geniuses. Some of the group names that we always play against.
And
that helps you because, you got
they ask
knowledge spanning decades.
I got nothing.
Right. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
I was what's the episode about? What are we talking about?
So let's say typical, I wake up, I just do a brief run through of my morning because it's all probably gonna be the same from Monday through Friday, with the exception of when I work out versus when Megan works out. But I typically will wake up with Vegas. In my dream world, Vegas does not wake up at 5 a.m. He wakes up at 6 a.m. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I wake up at 6 a.m. with Vegas. We go for a walk. I feel great, well rested, amazing. I listen to a podcast episode. It's either Buried Bones, Sword and Scale, or it can be anything. I'm happy listening to whatever. Dateline, Match Made in Manhattan. I'm not picky. We come back. It's 6:40 right now. I relax on the couch for a little bit. And Vegas rests. He relaxes. He's not whining. And then I pretty much chill until 7:15. And then I get ready and head out around 7:45. That's for Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. What is your Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning?
I try to get myself up to work out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So I try to get up around 6. I had already packed my bag the night before, so I just got to change, brush my teeth. Maybe I'm doing breakfast on the go here. On Wednesdays, typically, I'll do a Starbucks order. And then I go do a workout. I'm trying to make it so that I'm more consistently doing upper body day on Mondays, leg day Wednesdays, and then Friday finishing off, kind of giving myself a smooth sail with the last morning workout of the week by doing 12-3:30, although it has not been 12 for me since I started incorporating this again, because 12 is too hard. It's been more like an 8-3:30. But in my mind, I'm this is 12-3:30. And then I get to read my book when I'm doing that. I have been having to wash my hair more on those gym days rather than other days. So hot tub time has been less, but we do what we can and we make it work. Then I go to work. That's my morning. But I kind of vibe with, if I'm doing my hair, I put my AirPods back in. Usually I'll do a podcast episode. Sometimes it'll be music. Sorry if you can hear Vegas, but we're just rolling with it. I don't think his Kong is picking up on the microphones. I hope it's not. Is what I'm saying. This is the first podcast we've recorded with him present
in
in
2 or 3 months.
Yeah, because usually we try to do it on Mondays, or not Mondays. We try to do
Sunday.
it over the weekend where like our mom is nice and like he'll have like a little play date with our mom's dogs. But his play date over the weekend was
Saturday
when my dad
for,
and
like,
I
6
did
hours.
our wall, because I was like, Ciera was working. I was like, he cannot be here for like 6 hours while we're doing this, because he'd have to be in his crate, and it was just gonna be like, it would have been a lot. And so we felt bad.
I preemptively, before we recorded our podcast, took him to Paws and Pines, the dog park, to wear him out. He'd be okay right now.
He's okay. Although like I kind of feel like he would like literally pass out and fall asleep.
Right? Anyway.
It is like his bedtime at this point. So this is a late one for us, guys. We're late night in the studio. It's 9:00.
Typically on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning when I'm watching Vegas in the morning, my breakfast consists of my little homemade breakfast sandwich. And it's not my Starbucks breakfast sandwich. I've honestly been doing a pretty good job of cutting that down to like once or twice a week, which is good for me compared to like what it was. You and I used to be like getting it every morning.
For clinicals, it was like, this is my reason for living.
So
Starbucks breakfast.
Gotta shout myself out when I can. I have gotten down to quite a bit lower. So I just do like a bagel, scrambled egg in the microwave, rip a piece of bacon in half, and then put one half of it on each side, and
there you go.
Works okay. And like it's been like, I do look forward to it. I even made it like when I came home after work one of these days this week, just because I was like, you know what, I don't want a breakfast sandwich. And then I'll do one of those like V8 strawberry lemonades.
I love those things.
I have like 2 a day. Good or bad, I don't know. But I have it for breakfast pretty much, and then
Strawberry
I have it for
lemonade.
lunch.
And like, I remember, because I used to always be trying like drink alternatives, like soda specifically. There's like the Olipop. There's like Zevia. There's a lot of different
Poppy.
Coke alternatives. And literally none of them taste good. They're all lying to you. They taste bad. And so when we were trying to, like, when the only other drink I liked was a strawberry acai refresher from Starbucks, and I was like, okay, well, I can't keep buying this every single day. We did find like an imitation thing, and then like, to be honest,
They don't even sell that at Hy-Vee anymore. The strawberry like aguas frescas thing.
I just kind of got lazy and was like, I just want like
to
a
crack
convenient
something open,
grab and go. And so I think I just like saw that at the grocery store one day, and like we tried it, and like been buying it ever since.
We get 2 cases when we go grocery shopping. It lasts us a week. And buy 2 more. Okay. We both done with our morning.
Yeah. So now we're focused on after work.
Yeah. So Monday specifically. I mean, I usually, it's like every day of the week, I try and go on a walk with Vegas, at least a mile, sometimes 2 if I'm home a little bit early. I would say this is like just general for like work is obviously kind of, you know, boring, but we're including it. I like if I can get, you know, a half day surprise at some point in the week.
That. Especially if we're talking about like, oh, it's summer. Then I'm like, if there's any day of the week where it's like, oh, it's a shorter day, especially if it were to be like both of us are kind of like, oh, hey, like kind of looking like a shorter day, I would be like, automatic beach day. Beach day.
Beach day.
So that'd be like at any point during this week a given. If
ideally
possible.
Tuesday or Wednesday. Because we got plans on Thursday. Okay, so walk with Vegas. Obviously, this is going to be my first summer with a dog. And so hopefully I can try to incorporate, you know, bring Vegas along as able.
Along for the ride.
But we're also going to be like kind of, you know, going back to like last year, what I did for my ideal day, which may or may not be possible with Vegas. Who knows? We'll see.
Find out.
Okay, so Monday we said trivia. Got our walk-in with Vegas. Anything else for Monday? That would make it a great day. Nighttime routine, in bed, upstairs, 9 o'clock-ish. Monday's later because trivia gets done at 9, so we get home at like 9:30. Vegas is up with us until 10-ish. That's, you know, not ideal, but I can't change the time.
Then I don't get as much reading in, or at least I'm like, I shouldn't.
Right. It's the double-edged sword of like, you're like, I shouldn't read. I should go to bed because I'm going to be mad because I'm going to be tired in the morning. But then you're like, I want to read.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Morning, flipped. Megan watches Vegas, and then I go work out. Do you have anything you wanted to highlight in your ideal morning with Vegas?
I feel like there's like a me ideal versus like a Vegas ideal.
And they are not the same.
If I'm fully rested, I have
this is like, again, I want Megan to walk Vegas in the morning. She doesn't always, which is fine. But this morning, you guys are both passed out. Vegas didn't even get up when I left.
I know. So I don't have an issue with taking him on a walk in the morning if I'm well rested. Then I like being up early as well. Sometimes I'll do a little bit
Kind
of
of nice
reading.
walking in the morning.
Yeah. And if I do like a little bit of reading, I like feel really good if I get some reading done prior to work, because I'm like, look at me doing things with my morning, what I want to do. But on the other hand, I do also kind of like to sleep in a little bit, and it's nice to feel like I can do that like before work still. So sometimes I'll come down. If he's whining, then I'll bring like my own pillow and blanket down to the couch and sleep with him from like 5:30 until like today we did like 7 o'clock, and he slept with me on the couch. And yeah, it's kind of like the in between of like he's crate trained, but he also like when he wants to get up in the morning, he wants to get up in the morning.
And like, to be fair, he sleeps for 8 hours, like 9 to 5 a.m. roughly. We just don't sleep from 9 to 5 a.m. We try to go to bed around 10 or 11, and then I get up at 6. He doesn't follow the same schedule.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, I need my nighttime like reading time. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Okay. Tuesday, I guess the other thing gym related that I want to talk about. I have a pretty similar routine to Megan. I like loosely will try to do like an arm day or a leg day, or is it a run day that I do like once a month? Is it a list day where I do 12, 3:30 and try and read a little bit? Like, I have a pretty fluid workout schedule. Still trying to do like that progressive overload and like keep track of my weight and stuff, but like I kind of vibe with like whatever I feel like working out that day. I usually do shower and wash my hair every morning that I'm at the gym, which is weird because I feel like I don't really shower like in my own bathroom as much. Like especially like I don't wash my hair, I feel like in my own bathroom. But yeah, that's mostly my morning. Sometimes I'll get Starbucks. Usually I try and do that just like once a week maybe. Otherwise, what I've been doing for my breakfast on days where I go to the gym is having one of those like Special K like strawberry 100 calorie like things. It almost looks like a strawberry Pop-Tart. Those are good. Okay, so Tuesday after work. Let's say Tuesday's our beach day. We both got done early, like 2 or 3 o'clock, shorten schedule, and say, okay, beach day.
This is when we take our little beach chairs, our beach umbrella, we
Our
got our
books.
little tote bags, our books or our
Some
Kindles,
snacks. Some
we got our
Cokes.
cooler. Like, we are set for our beach day. Don't usually do any swimming.
Yeah.
We're kind of just like a hang out on the beach.
Read or like
Yeah.
AirPods podcast kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Stay there for like 1 or 2 hours, and it's kind of nice like depends on the day obviously, but like I feel like the UV index is never like too crazy where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get burnt.
Right. Yeah.
So just nice like to feel the warmth on your skin.
And to be like, it's summer and
Here I am. I
here
worked
am at the
today.
beach. Yeah.
When I'm done
it's
working.
really nice. It's nice. Wednesday. Let's say it was kind of a full day.
Okay.
After work, what are
I
you
could
doing?
picture Wednesday being a like let's stay in, order food kind of night. Or like pick up food.
I love, and like, don't get me wrong, I love going to restaurants too, but like, I love bringing food just back home.
And Megan and I, we have been in our Raising Cane's era.
We've been doing that.
lately.
Sometimes we'll do takeout from like a Mexican restaurant. Been doing a lot of Raising Cane's though.
Yeah.
And
Bebops,
granted,
not as often.
the first time
but
I tried Raising Cane's, which was like a couple years ago, I didn't hate it, but I was also like, I think I like Chick-fil-A better. And I just was like, I didn't foresee myself really like wanting to go back there versus like somewhere else. And then we tried it again like a couple months ago,
they opened up one
and-
closer to us.
and it's like that toast really gets ya.
So you
All
start
of
with
it's
the
good,
toast,
but
you
it-
get the toast and the little special sauce, and you switch between the fries and the chicken. It's good. I love it.
So Ciera even was like, and granted, like we've been getting it more than Chick-fil-A, but like that might be the new chicken place, the top tier.
And so if we order food in, like what are we watching?
Here's the issue: is like I have been watching nothing.
Yeah.
The Eras tour.
Yeah, that's what we've been watching
Literally.
lately. It's our, because like Megan said,
I
we've
foresaw
been
this.
reading.
I knew this was gonna happen when
And
it
so
came out.
before
I was
the
kind of
Eras
surprised
tour,
you were the first one to put it on.
before the Eras tour came out, we have been so like not really watching anything. Like we'll put Monk on sometimes. Like we need our background shows or like background
I don't
sound
like
or video.
Like I do read in silence, but like I do kind of like, if I think about it, to like put something on.
I move in silence. I don't read in silence. And so we've been like the type of people that would put like the cozy cafe ambiance jazz music vibe. And so then the Eras tour came out on Disney Plus, and I was like, this is 3 hours of ambiance. So
If I just turn it down low enough, I won't be in my head singing the songs. I can keep reading. Yeah, we've already played it like twice since it came out.
I think 3 times.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Okay. I mean, it's just like, that is why Disney paid so much
Yeah.
money for the rights to it.
And you do need like, as much as it's as fun as it is, like for your ideal perfect week to imagine like going out and like doing something every day, like you need one indoor night, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a dog, so Vegas wants me to hang out with him too.
True.
Thursday is Valley Junction Day, and I really hope, if you don't know what Valley Junction is, there's a farmer's market on Thursday, where like they have music, people go and like walk around, there's like vendors and stuff, people bring their dogs.
The way you said that, it reminded me of
The one
did like
he plays
classical
some music.
There's many interesting things
He's
that
gay.
that
There are many things that make him interesting.
What's his name?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. That interview. That's like a TikTok joke now.
Anyway, so we did that like almost every Thursday last summer. Like we did it pretty much every time we could. People bring their dogs. I would really, really like to bring Vegas there. And like I obviously am going to try. And like I think little by little before they start the farmers market, I want to like when it gets nice out,
familiar with the area.
like take him on walks over there. And like there's people generally like walking around anyways, even when there's no farmers market.
There's
So
also
I just
we
want
haven't been to
to
that book club over there in a while. One of these
The book
days,
club?
like not the book club, the bookstore over there,
Mm-hmm.
reading in public. I should, one of these days, I should buy a book from there.
Support
Because
local.
I've given them no business.
Mm-hmm. I made a TikTok about them, or not TikTok. I made a reel about them. Maybe they got business from that.
True.
Um,
Speaking of, you got a reel waiting to be posted.
I know, isn't that
Archived.
insane? I don't think it's even. I totally don't know if it's even fully narrated. Anyway, that's
Oh,
a
did
story
you
for
edit
another
it?
time. Yes, that's a story for another time. Okay, so then my hope and dream is that Vegas may come with us to the farmers market on Thursdays and be a good boy and not go crazy. And like, okay, here's the thing: when I took him to the dog park today, he's off leash. He like mellows out pretty quickly. Like he's not jumping on people. He'll like go up and say hey. He'll go up to other dogs and like sniff around with them. He'll like play with them. It's like a play environment. But then I'm like, when I'm going on walks in the neighborhood and like just walk by someone, sometimes he can be kind of like trying to get to them. So I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But I feel like we just need to expose him to it and he'll get better. That's my hope. And then we can do our farmers markets with Vegas. And I'm not limited. Because I'm trying to like enhance, like I'm a dog owner. My dog does things with me. I don't want to leave him home if I don't have to. So that's just my hope and dream for Thursdays.
That leaves our last day of the work week. And then, weekends are, who knows what. Ideally, honestly, like, I'm heading out of town. But, like, it could be to wherever. It could be to the lake in the summer. It could be to a weekend trip somewhere. It could be driving distance. Or I got my whole list on my phone of weekend getaways that I'm like, keep these in mind. Just as able.
Mm-hmm. Friday, honestly, like, we don't really do anything on Friday. Like, it could be like a repeat of a Wednesday. I think that, like, we're both just, like, so satisfied knowing that, like, we don't have to work the next day.
Yeah.
That, like, we don't feel the need to get out and do something.
I feel like this is going to be, like, not as feasible, like, come summer. Because, like, I feel like now with our basement getting done, like, all of our, like, quote-unquote home projects kind of, like, are done. But, like, I do always love having a home project just to, like, feel like I am going home and, like, doing something. So it's been nice and fun, I think anyways, to, like, have the basement to look forward to. Like, coming home, I was like, I'm going to paint the basement. That's going to feel like I'm checking something off, like, my to-do list, getting something accomplished. Doesn't really, like, I can't think of anything home project-wise that we would have going on in the summer.
Something I think could be kind of nice is just like sitting outside in our backyard more often in the summer. Like we didn't really do that last summer. Like having Vegas also, like he likes to be outside, and so like there have even been times where it's been like nicer out that I've like gone and sat outside like when he's been outside. It's kind of nice. Little family
Makes us
outing.
almost rethink, like, you know, he loves that outdoor couch at Paws and Pints so much. Maybe we need to rethink our deck patio furniture.
Yeah, he does like it. I peeked my head out. It was starting to get cold when like the sun started going down today. He was like in the, there's like 3 tiers to Paws and Pints where it's like the indoor dog park, the initial outdoor dog park, and then like a big backyard space where like he was running and roaming around. He liked it a lot. But he was like, I was on the inside one at the end, and then he was like in the middle outside one. And I peeked, I was like, where's he at? He's on like the far couch next to someone. I'm like, okay, I'll go back inside.
So something to consider. Because like we don't really like, we got like a free small table and chairs. Haven't used them. Just because like, haven't really felt inclined or invited to
like
go sit on
imagine
their
like what if
little
he just like, wants to
patio.
sun himself out there.
And then we'd get some peace as well.
Okay. Otherwise, like other weekend stuff, like not going out of town, I'm like book club, you know, can be part of my ideal weekend. We have book club coming up this week.
I know it's gonna be our first like actual one where like we've all read a book now. It's actually crazy because like I know it's been a little over a month, but like
Doesn't
it
feel
kind
like
of
it's
feels
forever
like
ago?
it's been a while. It's been like, I don't know, 5-6 weeks.
We need to finish prepping stuff. It's like hard because we're like waiting. We sent out a Google form. We talked about how we're gonna be so organized. We're waiting on 2 responses because I don't think that they've finished the book yet. But I'm like, I need to figure out like what food are we doing? Like, you know, I need to finish prepping stuff. So at some point, a decision will just need to be made. And this time around, I'm going to try to be better about like I want to do like some sort of TikTok or reel about hosting book club. And I tried to do that first one, and like it was just we were crushed for time.
Yeah.
And so, like, I am not mad at myself for, like, not being able to get clips because it was, like, on a Monday night. And so, like, I got home from work kind of late. We podcasted that same day. And, like, we went to book club. It was crazy. This is going to be on a Sunday. And so, I should have
all day.
ample time to prepare. Vegas will be here this time. So, that's kind of scary. But.
I don't know if you can see him, but after all the chaos of what he's done with, I don't know, hopefully you guys didn't pick up on it too much. There's probably more cuts in this than normal, but he is finally resting like a little angel now on the couch beside me.
So, was this helpful to take him to the dog park? I have no idea. Any other like things that you'd want to do on a weekend? I typically, since I only work out twice a week during the work week, because Megan does like 3 of the mornings and then I typically just do 2 mornings, I try and get 4 workouts in total. So if I have only done 2 workouts in the work week, I'll try and work out Saturday and Sunday. Ideally, I do that like closer to being in the morning. Like in my ideal world, it is, I usually wake up with Vegas on both weekend days typically.
And then he'll usually settle down around 8 again.
And I'm like, okay, I guess we should go to the gym. Just because then it's like, oh, like it's as if I was going to work, and then I shower there, do the whole like hair thing. Sometimes I'll hot tub on the weekend because now I got time. I don't have to rush to work. So in that sense, it can be kind of nice. Go to Barnes & Noble.
Love Barnes & Noble. Jumping back to our basement, I think, because Ciera and I want to put a bookshelf of some sort down there, I think we have decided that we are going to make the basement our sci-fi and fantasy genres. So we'll have to do like some reorganizing to like get all the books we have. I low-key, like there's plenty of fantasy books I've read on my Kindle that I'm like, I could buy physical copies of those. So we'll see. And I used to be someone that like, I didn't get that, but like I get it now. I get it in the sense that like there's a different, I want the physical books as just like part of my collection. But there is something so easy and accessible about reading it on the Kindle. But I want to be able to see them.
Yeah. It's a collection.
It's a discussion, talking point.
Like I love sitting and just staring at them.
Ciera and I do that often. So, yeah.
I'm so excited for you guys to see the basement as it continues to come together, and like also like the final reveal. I'm like, I'm excited for my final reveal because like we have this vision of what it's going to look like with like all the stuff that we're buying and like mood board put together. But until it's all official, especially with like that back seating area, we don't fully know.
We're not sure what's going on right there until the couch comes.
And like technically bookshelf, we have ideas, but we don't fully know which one we're gonna buy yet. And like, I'm just excited for it to hopefully all come together and hopefully it lives up to all of our wildest dreams.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening. You can rate us. You can go watch the video version. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can just search According To and you should be able to find it. We have been busy with traveling and whatnot, but we do know the Instagram still exists for this podcast, and we will try to be better about.
So, bear with us.
We're just two girls. It's
We're
just
simply
the
two
two of
girls.
us, and we're busy people just like all of you. And sometimes just getting the podcast done in and of itself
is a win.
Is enough.
We will talk to you guys next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.